Clodia was one of the most fascinating women of the late Roman Republic. She was beautiful, educated, powerful, confident, and bold. She lived in a time when powerful women were not admired but feared. And this made her a magnet for scandals, stories, and accusations. Imagine a world with no social media, no tabloids, and no paparazzi. Yet somehow, everyone in Rome talked about one woman. That woman was Clodia Metelli. Clodia was born into the Clodia family. This family was one of the oldest and richest families in Rome. They were deeply connected to politics, wealth, and influence. If we compare them to today, they were like a mix of the Kardashians, the Kennedys, and the Hiltons. From a young age, Clodia learned literature, poetry, philosophy, and politics. She attended elite gatherings, elegant dinner parties, and high-level political circles. People noticed her immediately. Her charisma filled every room she entered. Some admired her, some feared her, some envied her, but no one ignored her. Clodia was impossible to overlook. But with great presence came great gossip. And soon, rumors began to spread. Rumors that would follow Clodia for the rest of her life. One of the biggest scandals connected to Clodia was the rumor about her brother, Publius Clodius Pulcher. Clodius was a politician, a radical, a showman, and a troublemaker. He was loved by some and hated by many. He was also extremely close to his sister, Clodia. Because of this closeness, people began to whisper. They said Clodia and her brother had a secret relationship. They said they were more than siblings. They said their bond was unnatural. But there is no proof that any of this was true. Most likely, the rumor was invented by political enemies. In Rome, one of the easiest ways to attack a man was to insult the women in his family. Clodia became a target, not because of her actions, but because of her brother's enemies. Still, the rumor stuck. And for centuries, historians repeated it. Even though there was no evidence. Clodia lived her life under this shadow, but she did not hide. She continued attending social events, political discussions, and literary gatherings. She refused to live quietly. She refused to disappear. Her confidence made people talk even more. Eventually, Clodia married a man named Metellus Celer. He was a politician from another powerful family. Their marriage looked strong from the outside, but privately, it was full of tension. They argued. They disagreed. They had different lifestyles. Then, one day, Metellus died suddenly. No one knew what happened. But the gossips did not wait. They immediately blamed Clodia. After the death of her husband, Clodia's reputation became even more complicated. People whispered that she poisoned him. People whispered that she wanted freedom. People whispered that she wanted power. But again, there is absolutely no evidence for any of these claims. Rome loved dramatic stories more than truth. Clodia became the perfect character for those stories. But now, we come to the most famous part of Clodia's life. Her relationship with the poet Catullus. Catullus was young, emotional, passionate, and dramatic. When he met Clodia, he fell deeply in love with her. He gave her a secret name in his poems. He called her Lesbia, inspired by the poet Sappho from the island of Lesbos. Catullus wrote poems of love, desire, jealousy, heartbreak, and obsession. He praised her beauty. He adored her presence. He suffered when she did not love him back. Their relationship was intense, beautiful, painful, and destructive. Catullus wrote that Clodia loved other men. He accused her of betrayal. He accused her of lies. He accused her of playing with his heart. But he could not stay away from her. He returned to her again and again. Their relationship was a cycle of love and conflict. Through Catullus, Clodia became immortal. His poems are still studied today, 2,000 years later. And Clodia is at the center of many of them. Now we arrive at the most dramatic moment in Clodia's life. The trial of Marcus Caelius Rufus. Marcus Caelius was a young politician with ambition and charm. He was also one of Clodia's lovers. Their relationship started with passion but ended in conflict. After their breakup, Clodia accused Caelius of trying to poison her. This accusation shook Rome. People took sides. Some believed Clodia, some defended Caelius. Everyone talked about the trial. The courtroom was full. It was the biggest scandal of the time. Then came Cicero. Cicero was Rome's greatest orator. He defended Caelius by attacking Clodia. Cicero called her dangerous. He called her immoral. He said she manipulated young men. He said she drank too much. He said she lived a wild life. He even compared her to a courtesan. Cicero did not defend Caelius. He destroyed Clodia's reputation, and people believed him. Caelius was found not guilty. Clodia became the villain. But the truth is this: Cicero had his own political reasons. He hated Clodia's brother Clodius. Attacking Clodia was a way to hurt him. Clodia became a casualty in a political war she did not start. Now let's look beyond the scandals. Who was Clodia really? She was educated. She understood philosophy. She read poetry. She hosted literary gatherings. She discussed politics with Rome's most powerful men. She was not a simple character in a gossip story. She was a cultural force. Many historians now believe that Clodia was judged harshly because she lived freely in a society that wanted women to be silent. She refused silence. She refused obedience. She refused limitation. Clodia loved passionately. She spoke confidently. She made decisions independently. And that frightened many men. Most of what we know about Clodia comes from her enemies. We have no letters from her. No writings. No diary. History recorded her through hostile voices. Imagine if your life story was written only by your exes. That is Clodia's story. So was Clodia a villain? A victim? A feminist icon ahead of her time? Or a misunderstood woman living in a world terrified of powerful women? The answer is not simple. Clodia was complex, smart, emotional, human, and unforgettable. 2,000 years later, we still talk about her. That is true influence. That is true legacy. And that is why Clodia remains the Kardashian of ancient Rome.